Hello, I am CraftyAndy, and this is CraftyArts, where we art. This is a full speed painting of all the pages regarding Steve, the Cosmic Horror Book. This was the first Inktober that I participated in, and this year I plan on doing the same, filling up more pages of this book. There was a lot I got out of this in terms of increasing my art skill and work discipline. There was a lot going on that month between Halloween and other get-togethers, so naturally I started to get behind. A lot of people tend to give up at that point, but at least when it came to this, I couldn't let it go. I've been reluctant for years to get into Inktober, and it's mainly because I've had a project in the works during that time. And this year I decided, I always have a project in the works every year, so let's just set that aside and get this done this time. I felt it was more important to enhance my skill and drive, finding my apparent style of the type of art I enjoy most. It took another month and a week to finish all the drawings, and out of all the prompts, swing was probably the hardest to come up with, something evil to fit the book. I mean, an evil tree swinging people? It's a bit of a stretch. Just a bit of a stretch. The rest were pretty easy to come up with something that fits. Roughly, there are about 200 pages in this book, so yeah, it'll probably take a few years to fill it up over each Inktober. Hope there isn't any more accidents with the ink. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I screwed up that royally with something I was working on. And afterwards, well, luckily I managed to save and correct it. Now, if you like this, subscribe and all that, blah. You know what to do. It's been quite the task seeing through as many of the prompts as I could get through. My work ethic has already been defined, and this only solidifies it further, trying to essentially keep up with a daily deadline for each piece. I was actually stunned it only took me 2 hours to ink this sketch, for instance. I still intend to enhance my abilities when it comes to digital and traditional coloring, which will be the next step. It's funny, I've been making videos and posting them online for a while, and yet it feels like this journey into online entertainment has just begun for me. I started posting videos online of stuff me and my friends made in high school. There were some music videos I created out of game and movie footage, and also including a original piece for a Nine Inch Nails song, Self-Destruct. All of this is on an archive channel at this point. I went through ventures in making movie reviews, gaming, social commentary, interviews, all the while moving out on my own and having to make that money in order to survive. My first major career venture kept me so occupied that I literally had no time for art or videos. Something that would normally get done in a weekend was taking months upon months. There was no means to do any art. The path I was on would have eventually made it something I did once in a while, with me wondering in my later years what could have been. Oh, what if? What if? This is all I got done during that period. And it's a story in itself, digging ourselves out of that rut from moving to a new state, obtaining a more secure and steady income, adjusting my attitude into something more positive, before training myself to be more focused on things that are most important to me in terms of legacy and productivity. This took years to finally start bringing my vision to the forefront regarding this show, putting in the effort, sacrificing a lot of time involving other easy fun things, putting aside a lot of other ideas and understanding how far I can really stretch time. Balancing all this with a day job to pay the bills in the meantime, and remembering to put my immediate relationships first. As of right now, I've gotten into a steady groove of streaming the art process every day during the week. Primary focus of streams is at twitch.tv/CraftyAndyIGymTM, relegating my breaks to only 2 to 4 hours of gaming a week, streaming at twitch.tv/CraftyAndyIGymTM, and setting a strict release time for videos with a focus on making more of a backlog of content to keep the posting at a consistent pace. By the time this video's out, I should have the next episode in the works, which will be Undertale, and then after that, it'll be Sonic the Hedgehog. The movie's coming out, and I feel like it's a good time to capitalize on that. This isn't just going to involve comedy skits with fan art either. There's also going to be original pieces paired with sharing my experiences throughout life, like what it's like to work at a call center, The ways you can take advantage of your youth. Monsters, demons, and cute animals. Oh my. The next major step is to set up a store where I can actually sell some prints of finished work. I haven't decided what site to use. Kind of leaning towards Etsy, but a lot of people are telling me not to. So I'm still looking around, but I'll keep you up to date when that's established. Right now, patrons can get early access to videos, high-resolution images of finished works, and my sketchbook if that interests you. If I reach my first goal of 25, I'm going to start switching gears here and letting future episodes be voted upon. But for now, if you have any suggestions on what I should make, feel free to comment. Doesn't matter if it's movie, game, or book related, I'm open to all kinds of ideas at this point. Now, getting back to Steve, the decision on what to focus on was quite the internal debate. First it was going to be straight up satanic, then based on Doom, then the Cthulhu mythos, which if you ask me is getting a little tiresome as a great number of games and books are all of a sudden trying to be Lovecraftian horror. But really it came down to wanting to make my own thing instead of piggybacking on something that already exists. Granted, it's definitely inspired by all those things, but it's about putting an original spin on it. Making my own symbols and creations, exercising those creative muscles a little more. It's going to be quite interesting to see how this all turns out in the next several years with each Inktober. So with this book right now we have its own symbols, alphabet, a deity that's in charge of everything, cultists, ancient creatures with a unknown goal, monstrous entities that defy reason and logic. I think it's turning out pretty good. Oh, and of course you got a dragon in there too. You know, just because, why not? I will make this a collection with the intention to make multiple copies. It's all a matter of where I am by then. It really doesn't matter if I do make fame or fortune. It's just the fact that I can look at this and say that, yes, I did this. And really, that should be all that matters. Creating for creation's sake. Thanks for all the support, whether you're watching or one of my patrons. Until next time, have a nice day.